Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to pay for a new prosthesis? I am 24, had an auto accident over 2 years ago that resulted in a left leg knee amputation. I thought that would been the end of my active lifestyle. I loved all kinds of sports as a kid and I still do. I had a very hard time adjusting to my new normal. My parents were able to get me a prosthetic leg that allowed me to get back to running and going trips with my friends like we always do every summer. The guys were planning an RV trip on the weekend. We had already chosen a destination which was spending some time out in nature and get away from stress. My girlfriend asked if she could come along. I told her no, this is a guy's trip. Told all my buddies' girlfriends wanted to go but they were firm and put their foot down. She laughed at me for this, then tried to convince me to let her come cause she was feeling stressed out from being at home 24/7. I already made up my mind. I wasn't going to ruin the trip just because she wants to be on a guy's trip. I promised her a trip when I get back. She got upset and didn't like the idea. Later on, before I went to sleep, I took my prosthesis off as I do every night. This is my second prosthesis. I've already completed a wearing schedule during first year and had to get another prosthesis to accommodate any physical changes I had. I woke up in the morning and I couldn't find my prosthesis. I looked where I put it but it was gone. I asked my girlfriend who was doing heavy cleaning around the place, and she said she didn't see it. I was confused, it was near my bed. I asked her to stop being childish and playing games and give back my prosthesis because I knew she took it. She's a bad liar, couldn't even deny it. She said she wanted to hide it so that I won't go on that trip and leave her alone. I got mad at her for this. I was stunned to find my prosthesis hidden underneath an auto part in the garage. It had been damaged. It was placed in a position where it had a crack. It was obvious it no longer functions properly. I mean, I could still wear it but can't put my whole weight on it cause it would break. I yelled at her and showed her what she did. She said she didn't mean it. I told her she did mean it because she was being childish and jealous over a trip and now she caused me $7,000 worth damage. I told her she ruined everything, that she owed me a new one and that she needed to pay for a new one. She got mad and left. I basically had to use my old crutches. It felt absolutely horrible. I called the guys and told them I wasn't coming. It's been a few days. She's mad that I'm still asking her to pay for a new prosthesis and called me an A for not apologizing and preferring a plastic leg over her. I had to call my parents today to tell them they told me she should at least help pay half the expense of a new prosthesis since she caused damage to it, and then consider my relationship with her. Have I been in a to her? Edit. For those asking about where I am, I'm in Asia, from Philippines. Not the asshole. She's being extremely controlling and refusing to pay for something she broke is a huge red flag. Location flag. You've been way nicer to her about this than I would be. She should be begging forgiveness, not accusing you of being an ah. WTF. This is not only abusive but so fucking low that I can't even begin to wrap my head around it. This is demented. Not the asshole. She needs to pay for it in full and you need to take your parents' advice and really re-examine this relationship. She degraded you, disrespected you and fucked with a medical device in her attempt to control you. This is so fucking far from okay and the biggest, brightest red flag that I have seen in a long time. Not the asshole. At all. It was detestable of her to take your prosthesis from you in the first place, like who TF does that? And then placing it carelessly somewhere and damaging it. 1. Please reconsider being in a relationship with a person who would do something like that. 2. If she doesn't pay, I would look into suing her. $7,000 is a lot of money plus the pain and suffering of not having a freaking leg until you can get a new one custom made and paid for. Not the asshole. What the absolute fuck is wrong with her? She took your leg. She took your fucking leg so you wouldn't leave her for 2 days. Just a single weekend with your buddies. Even when you told her you have one with her alone, but later. In my eyes what she did is unforgivable. By doing what she did, she damaged your quality of life because you wouldn't give in to her demands. She has to repay for the damage she's done. And I encourage you to reaccess your relationship with her, seriously. Not the asshole dude. Get out of that relationship. Stealing and damaging your prosthetic so you wouldn't leave her is abusive and manipulative. Acting like you have to apologize to her for wanting her to pay is gaslighting. Not the asshole. She has a lot of psychological issues. As for advice on how to end this, limit communication, focus on getting whatever you can from her financially if you'll get anything at all. Do send her text messages that you screenshot where you get her to admit what she did by basically repeating the events back to her and saying, "So how much responsibility are you going to take?" And then whatever she admits, you can use that against her if needed. But just focus on compensation, and now just be done and ready to block and move on when a resolution, if there is to be one, is made. Sorry this happened. Not the asshole, you are in the right here, mate. I don't think she ruined your prosthesis on purpose, but she was acting very childish regarding the whole thing. You are entitled to go on a lad's trip as she is entitled to go on a girl's trip. You can still have a trip together later on. If she has any issues with you going, she could discuss them with you, but hiding your prosthesis, wow, I'm speechless. Good thing she didn't tie you up and chuck you into the basement at this rate. Dump her. That's crazy. I just hope you don't live in Canada. We all know what prosthetists are like here. NTA. Not the asshole. Dump her and sue her. Not the asshole. Have the damages evaluated and threaten legal action. And please dump her. Assuming you're not pulling our leg with this story, this is a very easy not the asshole. NTA. And your parents are right. You need to consider what a life with a woman who would take away your mobility because she disagrees with you would be like. Not the asshole. Stealing and damaging someone's prosthesis over a stupid trip is the only asshole behavior I see here. She should pay for every penny of the new one. I hope you mean XGF, because that is unacceptable behavior. Not the asshole. Time to lawyer up. Not the asshole. What she did was abusive as fuck and I don't blame you at all for asking her to pay. She cannot use your prosthetic to control you and that's exactly what she tried to do. It seems that she cares more about controlling you than learning to deal with her emotions. NTA. Take her to court if you have to but make her pay for a new one somehow. That's got to be theft or destruction of property or something. Also what a manipulative and toxic person. I would highly recommend reconsidering your relationship after you get a replacement prosthetic. Not the asshole. You need to drop that chick like a hot potato. She needs mental help. That wasn't just an immature thing to do, it was downright abusive. She took something you need to get around. Reverse the genders and let's see what we would think of a man who stole and hid his wife or girlfriend's tampons and pads so she couldn't leave the house. There would be outraged marching in the streets. So, it's no different here. She shouldn't be paying for half of it, she should be paying for all of it. The prosthetic was fine until she got her hands on it. Take her to court for the money if you have to. Very few people have $7,000 just laying around under the sofa cushions. You shouldn't have to pay when she destroyed something vital that you need. Not the asshole. Your hopefully ex-girlfriend is psychotic. This goes way beyond inexcusable. Her behavior is controlling and abusive. The fact that she did this because you wanted to spend time with your friends is just scary. Not the asshole dude she stole and broke your leg. Info. How old is she? Not the asshole. She damaged something that literally affects your everyday life. Something you absolutely need. She's childish. Even if she does pay you I'd break things off. She doesn't respect you at all. No sane person would take a prosthetic leg from someone. End it now friend. Not the asshole. Frankly, I think you should put her in court. She should have to not only pay for it but for the inconvenience and discomfort caused plus pay aggravated damages. Not the asshole. You need to drop her and quickly. This is like destroying hearing aids or glasses. She doesn't care about your well-being and doesn't see anything wrong with what she did. She is trying to get you to apologize for something she caused. Blame shifting everything onto you. Not the asshole. She should pay for the prosthesis and then you should dump her. Not the asshole. Dump her and sue her. What kind of fucking monster are you dating? Not the asshole and why do you even need to ask if you are? She is. I'd file a criminal complaint. If she does this, what else will she do when told, no? And she is equating what do you love more, her or the ability to be mobile? How damned immature is that? Dump her stupid butt and move on with your life. This person is trouble. Not the asshole she absolutely needs to pay for it. Stop doing yourself a grave disservice by dating a child in an adult body. Absolutely not the asshole. You don't mess with people's prosthetics in any situation. And the fact that she can't be left for a few days on her own and then resorts to controlling behavior is unacceptable. Not the asshole. Taking someone's mobility away is abuse. She has no right to interfere with your independence. Please break up with her and take her to court. This spoilt child needs to face consequences and you need a new leg. My friend, this relationship is unsalvageable. It makes me sick what a violation this is. If her first response had been, "I'm so sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I made an impulse decision choice to play a prank and didn't think through the consequences. I'll pay as much as I can afford now and make a payment plan for the rest. I'll try and see if I can borrow money to make it whole quicker," then I think she might be worth forgiving. But she dug in. She's showing you she stands behind what she did. It might be a plastic leg, but it's still your leg. Would she choose you over one of her limbs? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's not, just, a plastic leg. You need it to walk. It's not a goddamn accessory. She needs to pay for the new one and I'd recommend you drop her because anyone willing to use your disability to control you that way is not someone that deserves your time or respect. Clearly her wants, not even needs, trump anything else in life, and for that she might need professional help. Not the asshole. Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. Not the asshole. Dude, this is perilously close to the plot of Stephen King's Misery. Not the asshole. As others have said, contact a lawyer and the cops. Her actions are utterly inappropriate. Not the asshole. Forget half, she needs to pay for the replacement herself, and you should rethink this relationship. Not the asshole. There's blatant disrespect over your disability and damaging your prosthesis is a huge F you. She needs to go. After she pays for your prosthesis. You may need legal action. Not the asshole. Call her parents. Not the asshole. She should pay the whole cost of prosthetic leg. She screwed up and she has to pay. Also you need a new GF. Sorry your trip got ruined. Not the asshole. What the actual fuck? Not the asshole. Obviously, if you'd broken her leg to prevent her going on a girls' weekend, you can bet the story would be very different. Not the asshole. And that ain't a girlfriend no more. Hiding a prosthesis is absolutely horrible. Not the asshole. This is the type of person who would withhold medication or hide a wheelchair to control you. This is scary and dangerous. She's trying to control your autonomy. Kick her to the curb and never let her back in. ETA she owes you for the whole amount, no less. Half the cost for causing all the damage is ridiculous. Not the asshole. It is also troubling she sees it as, just, a plastic leg. It's your leg. Not the asshole. This is beyond abusive. Have her pay for a new one, and break up with her. This is the most childish, selfish thing I think I've ever seen on here. Just wow. Not the asshole. If she doesn't pay up, take her to court. And listens to your parents on this, you really should reconsider this relationship. Definitely not the asshole. That sounds abusive as hell and you're definitely in the right saying she needs to pay for the new one. Not the asshole. Please dump her. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Oh hell no. I can't believe she ruined your prosthesis having a tantrum that she was told no. She absolutely needs to pay for no less than half the cost and you need a better girlfriend. I have a physical disability that requires using a cane or my wheelchair. I'm stubborn as all get out, but my husband would never even dream of hiding, let alone damaging something I use for mobility independence. If she has no problem doing this now, imagine what it would be like farther down the road. NTA but dump her. Whoa, your girlfriend is lucky as heck that she only caused $7,000 of damage. Not the asshole. And it's really fucking rude to steal a body part or a mobility aid, and a prosthetic is both.